We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Conrad Robert Murray, guilty of the crime of involuntary manslaughter.
Big news breaking on a special live edition of Showbiz Tonight. The dramatic end to the Michael Jackson death trial. Showbiz Tonight is right there as Dr. Conrad Murray is hauled away in handcuffs. The Showbiz Flashpoint. Did the jury get it right? More Showbiz Flashpoints tonight. Should the judge throw the book at Murray when he's sentenced? What the Jackson family is saying tonight. Was the trial worth it for them?
Justice was served, yes.
Nothing to bring him back, but I'm happy he was found guilty.
Michael loves everybody out here. I love him. We all love him. And guess what? He was in that courtroom, and that's why victory was served.
But what about Michael's kids? Will this finally bring them some peace? And the startling claim tonight that Michael Jackson would not have wanted Conrad Murray to go on trial. TV's most provocative entertainment news show breaks news right now. Hello, I'm AJ Hammer in New York, and this is a special live edition of Showbiz Tonight, and the verdict, guilty as charged. Tonight, Showbiz Tonight brings you all of the tough questions and the emotional reaction to the conviction today of Dr. Conrad Murray, found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, found guilty of causing the death of Michael Jackson, found guilty of causing the death of one of the greatest pop stars of all time. And it all happened because Michael Jackson desperately needed something so he could sleep. Dr. Conrad Murray provided that something, propofol, and that's what led to Michael Jackson's death. It seems almost unbelievable now that it's all over. Tonight, Showbiz Tonight brings you the team that has been bringing you nonstop coverage of the trial right here on HLN, day in and day out, and all night long. With me tonight from right near the courthouse in Los Angeles, HLN's Jane Valez Mitchell, the host of Issues with Jane Valez Mitchell. Also in Los Angeles tonight, Dr. Drew, host of the Dr. Drew Show here on HLN. Vinnie Politan is also with us tonight. Vinnie, the host, of course, of HLN's Special Report and Prime News. Wow, what a dramatic moment when Dr. Murray was found guilty. And here's how it all played out live on HLN.
We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Conrad Robert Murray, guilty of the crime of involuntary manslaughter.
He sat there stone-faced. Minutes later, humiliated and shaken, he was cuffed and let out of the courtroom after a judge refused to let him out on bail. What a fall for the man who was once the personal physician of the biggest pop star on the planet. Here's our Showbiz Flashpoint. Did the jury get it right? Jane.
I think they did. They absolutely got it right. Dr. Conrad Murray exhibited many gross deviations from standard medical care, but I don't think it's enough. I think now we have to go after the other doctors. There were testimony in this case that Michael Jackson got Demerol, a serious mood-altering drug for Botox and Ristylane. Then there was evidence that came forward and claims in the course of this case that other doctors had given propofol. We need to go after everybody who is prescribing and dispensing illegitimately.
I do think it is far from over. Vinnie, let me go to you on this because, quite frankly, we didn't know which way this was going to go. We were all loath to make predictions. We were sitting on the edges of our seat just like anybody else. In your mind, to our Showbiz Flashpoint, did the jury get it right?
Well, I'm almost obligated to say the jury always gets it right, but I don't believe they always do get it right. I think they did here. I know it's difficult. Conrad Murray didn't intend to happen what happened, but that's not what he was charged with. He was charged with this extreme gross negligence, and if there ever was a case, AJ, my goodness, the things that he did and the things that he didn't do were outrageous, and all of it afterwards he lied about. To me, that was the telltale sign. This jury took the fact that this man lied about what happened and held it against him. I think that's crucial, key, and shows consciousness of guilt on the part of Conrad Murray.
And to Jane's point, right after the verdict was read, it seemed to me the prosecutors were all set to haul some more doctors into court. Showbiz Tonight was right there as they sent out a warning to all of the other Dr. Murrays who may be out there, the Hollywood doctors who skirt the rules to treat their addicted patients. Watch this.
It's a very strong and powerful message that this sort of conduct does rise to the level of criminal negligence, and to the extent someone dies as a result of them playing the role as Dr. Feelgood, they will be held accountable. In this particular town, Los Angeles, we see many examples of high-profile people succumbing, giving up their lives because of their addiction to prescribed medications, and they're oftentimes aided and abetted by unscrupulous and corrupt doctors. So, fair warning to them.
Dr. Drew, I want to go to you. You are an addiction expert. You know more than anyone about the celebrity doctor culture in Hollywood. You and I have spent a lot of time talking about some stars who seem to get pretty much anything they want from their doctors. So do you think tonight, after this verdict, there are now doctors in Hollywood who are shaking in their boots after watching Conrad Murray get cuffed and sent off to jail, worried that they could be next?
I'm certain that the message is out, but I'm also certain that this epidemic we're in is not over. You know, when I first started practicing addiction medicine, when you'd go to a 12-step meeting, maybe 5%, 10% of the room would have a pill problem. Now it's 80, 90% of the room will have at least a passing issue with pills. And it's so bad, it's at the point now where my patients, when they die of their addictive process, it is now essentially 100% of the time on pills prescribed by my peers. That's how common this is. And that's not limited just to celebrities. So I'm hoping that this goes out well beyond just the celebrity community as well, so people understand that just because you're taking a pill under doctor's supervision doesn't mean it's not dangerous. And certainly, anybody out there that gives a celebrity special care or treats them as though they were really a friend, that is anathema to the same situation, anathema to good care, and synonymous with the situation Dr. Murray found himself in, which is when you have a dual relationship with a patient, particularly a patient with addiction. When you're the friend and the doctor, it ends up in a disaster for the patient. You must just be the doctor and render the standard of care the best care, because that's what everybody gets. Yeah. And if you give anything that approximates special care, it's going to be substandard.
Yeah, friend, doctor, and in the case of Dr. Murray, this guy was on the payroll, and now, because of his actions, tonight, Dr. Murray is sitting there in an LA County jail. Here's what's next for Dr. Murray. He's going to stay locked up until his sentencing. That happens on November 29th. He will face up to 4 years in prison. His California medical license is currently suspended. It could be revoked. Now, TMZ is reporting that the jail is taking special precautions to keep him safe, including keeping him away from the other inmates. And one of his defense attorneys is saying, this ain't over. He says Dr. Murray will appeal. Vinnie, the big question everyone's asking now, will Dr. Murray be sent to prison for Michael Jackson's death? Is there any chance at all, come sentencing, the judge would let him go? I find it hard to believe that would happen, but what do you think? Is it a real possibility?
Well, in light of how the judge treated Dr. Conrad Murray today, cuffing him, having him taken out and held until November 29th, I think there's a real good chance that he's getting real state prison time in terms of the sentence. What the Department of Corrections and all the folks out in California with the overcrowded prisons do with him, I don't know. I don't understand what's going on in that state. But I think this judge will sentence this defendant to state prison.
Yeah, it seems that he sent a message loud and clear by his actions today. And, of course, the people reacting most strongly to this verdict, Michael Jackson's family. Now, Jane, I was watching you live right here on HLN this afternoon. You spoke with them as they filed out of the courtroom. And to say they were happy with the trial's outcome, I think, would be a massive understatement. Let's watch what they said to you live on HLN.
Thank you, America. Thank all the fans. Thank the prosecuting team, Walgreen. You were great. Everybody was wonderful. I just want to thank you for really, Jane, I love you.
And what would you say to Michael if you could say something to him?
I'm going to say something. Michael loves everybody out here. I love him. We all love him. And guess what? He was in that courtroom, and that's why victory was served.
Justice was served, yes. It wasn't enough time, though.
What would you say for Michael?
Michael's with us.
The Jackson's family very pleased for now. But before and during the trial, Jane, of course, many of them said they think Michael Jackson was murdered, part of a conspiracy. One relative said Dr. Murray was just the fall guy. Jane, with this conviction, separate from the civil actions that are still coming down the line, I am thinking there is no way this is over for the Jackson family.
Absolutely not. LaToya Jackson thinks more people are involved. She would say to me going into court, read between the lines. This is all an illusion. She feels that Michael Jackson was, in fact, murdered. She says Michael Jackson told her, they're going to kill me for my estate and my music collection. And so I think that she obviously feels that there are more people responsible. And of course, Joe Jackson has a wrongful death suit against Conrad Murray, and Catherine is suing AEG. It's going to go on for a long time.
Plenty of drama still to come. Jane Valez Mitchell, Dr. Drew, Vinnie Politan, thank you, but you are not going anywhere. You are sticking around. So much more to talk about. Such a big day in the Michael Jackson death trial. Tonight, what about Michael Jackson's kids? Of course, the trial is over. Dr. Conrad Murray is in jail, but there are still 3 young kids living without their dad tonight. The Showbiz Flashpoint, will the end of the trial finally bring them some peace? Michael's family speaks out about the verdict today.
Thank you, America. Thank all the fans. Thank the prosecuting team, Walgreen. You were great. Everybody was wonderful.
Ponder this. Now that Dr. Murray has been found guilty, was this whole thing worth it for the Jackson family? And what would Michael do? Tonight, why Michael Jackson may not have wanted Dr. Murray to go on trial in the first place. I am going to tell you why. This is Showbiz Tonight on HLN News and Views.
This is it. I mean, this is really it. This is the final curtain call.